Now, if you check Candace Owens' wording here, it's very clear that she thought that she was going to be able to cash in on what happened with Charlie Kirk.
He gave so much to Trump, right? And Trump is ostensibly the most powerful man, and Trump will demand an investigation into like who said like he looked like he was balding in a picture, right? Like vain things. And it's like, this kid killed himself for years to get you elected. Like I said, genuinely, like I was expecting like we're all getting the old band back together and it's gonna be me and Trump and like and I'm gonna have the FBI help me investigate this and we're gonna figure out what happened to my friend. And it was like, Candace is the enemy for asking questions.
Why would they come and get you to help you put the pieces together for what happened to Charlie? Candace, you are a regular podcaster, you are a regular YouTuber, you are a regular influencer. You are just like anybody else. You just happen to have a bit more reach because you've been doing it longer, because you talk a little louder, because you're a little bit more boisterous and confrontational. But at the end of the day, you don't work for any government entity. You don't have any kind of clearance. So they're not going to come get you, even if you are his so-called best friend. Second of all, are you scorned because you weren't gathered, because you didn't get the crew together? Because you weren't brought into the White House to work with Trump and to also help investigate what happened to Charlie. But because that didn't happen, somehow you feel like you were slighted. That's very much narcissistic. First of all, to think that of all people that would come and get you, Charlie had a lot of friends. Friends that have text messages in their chain that go way more recent than 2018. And people that probably have photos of them and Erica together as friends and not someone that kind of went their way once she started coming around. So why would they come and get you? But because they didn't, now you have a problem.
And I think that scares me and scares the public more because, as I said, it kind of signals that that Charlie's life could have been the Truman Show. That terrifies me more.
She keeps going back to, we have questions, people have questions, we all have questions. This is what I was saying before. Candace Owens tries to make sure that people come along with her rhetoric by saying we and the public and the world and everyone. And she keeps saying, right. Maybe some other people, well, unfortunately, a lot of people co-sign with you. But the problem is that you're not just asking questions. You're not just giving your opinion. You are pointing fingers. You are implicating people. That's not cool. You're trying to bankrupt TPUSA, an organization that does amazing things for young Christian folks all over the nation. And then for her to say that TPUSA made a mistake.
Now you're not just a grieving widow, but you very quickly decided that you were equipped to be Charlie. Well, guess what? That's going to be a trial by fire, okay? Charlie had to go through it. It's painful. The public's going to go through every layer of your life. They're going to I still read things about myself. I find them sometimes to be convincing. I'll be so down far the rabbit hole where I'm like, wait, Charlie? I'm like, is my husband sent to me from the Rothschilds? I'm like, George, answer this question. He's like, get off of Instagram. This is the post-school shooting thing, which is like, a school shooting is such a tragic event. And then suddenly they're like, you have to listen to David Hogg and you can't question David Hogg. It's like, but I got effing questions for David Hogg, right? If you're now gonna say that I have to accept him as a political leader, I'm sorry this tragedy happened to you, it's fair for me to say, David Hogg, I have why are you on CNN? Right? But they should have put in place an interim CEO. Like that's what any company would do.
Okay. So they didn't have an interim. They made her CEO right off the bat. What's the problem? Why they make her CEO? Why not? And for you to say, when did Turning Point USA become so faith-based and Bible-based and Christian? Even if it wasn't always that way, what's the problem with it being that way now? Why is that such a problem for you? Candace Owens is evil. She has a lot of Satan working through her. And I don't care what anybody says. You would never convince me that what she's doing is for the right reason.